Wise men say, be yourself. Unless you can be a ninja, then always be a ninja. Ninja Gaiden. From its humble beginnings as a niche arcade beat-em-up in the 80s, it came into fame with the classic trilogy of painfully difficult Nintendo games in the 90s, and Izuna dropped into the 2000s, where the series took a new direction, defining itself as a standard for fast-paced character action games. Now it returns to its original side-scrolling form in 2025 as Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Developer The Game Kitchen has completed its training and created a competent action platformer that still retains the challenge and unrelenting action of the Ninja Gaiden legacy while adding a new hypercharge system, movement options, and customization that take this tried and true formula and perfect it for the next generation of 2D ninja masters. Kenji is a young Hayabusa clan ninja, training under Master Ninja Ryu Hayabusa when demons attack. But then the events of Ninja Gaiden 1 happen and the legendary Dragon Ninja has to leave to America to honor his father's will. At the same time, the Black Spider clan has its own ninja protagonist, Kumori, who is given a mission to gather the powers of the Demon Lord inside a magical MacGuffin dagger. Apart from each other, the inexperienced pair struggle to finish their mission, but as situational Deus Ex Machina plot convenience would have it, are able to save themselves as Kenji soul bonds with Kumori at her request. Now they must use their combined powers to defeat their enemies, gather 3 crystals, and stop the Demon Lord's revival. The presentation, both in the missions and story scenes, are gorgeous and detailed. The sprites are very large and there is a ton of color that really brings everything to life. The cutscenes range from fun banter between the 2 rival ninjas to revelations about who the real bad guy is. FYI, it's always the shady government organization. All cutscenes can be skipped, but if you need a breather, there is some good cinematic storytelling with plenty of close-ups and intensity.
More intensity.
Each mission is varied, packed with enemies, stage hazards, and nothing feels too artificially extended or elongated. The general swordplay is excellent, having wide arcs and a good range. Movement and jumping is quick. Your dodge roll has good invulnerability, and you can extend it with a lunge attack. The guillotine boost is a new technique that allows your second air jump to bounce off enemies. It has a very generous hitbox and never gets old. Your main new mechanic is the hypercharge, which is activated by hitting an enemy with a glowing aura. This will power you up and you can get a one-hit kill on your next attack. When you team up with Kumori partway through the game, you can now use kunai at the cost of a meter, along with special spider ninja weapons. If an enemy has a red aura, you gain hypercharge by defeating them with a kunai, and your sword will gain charge on blue auras. Then the hypercharge can be released with either weapon. The proper matching of auras and hypercharges will be important when trying to maximize your speed when playing through a stage. At first I thought this would drag the game pacing and make it slower and add extra bloat, but it really does add a satisfying and crunchy element to the game. If you mess up the rhythm of charges and kills, it's okay because any enemy in the game can be defeated with a few extra hits, or just dodged or jumped over, and if you need to, you can generate a hypercharge all by yourself by holding down the attack button and standing still. This takes some time and requires a bit of health, but it allows you the freedom to recover from a mistake or change the rhythm of the game to suit your own. You can even make things harder or easier by equipping accessories and unlocking new sub-weapons at Muramasa's shop. Killing enemies with hypercharges generates charges around your health bar, and after 6 are built up, you can release a powerful Rage Burst. This is great for clearing enemies, but is best used to take a chunk out of a boss's health bar. The bosses who dwell at the end of some of the missions are well designed, both in the easy-to-use patterns and good telegraphs, but also how they get harder and escalate during the fight naturally. The Hypercharge and Rage Burst are very valuable in boss fights. Here is an example of a boss fight where I use these techniques to end the battle quickly. There are some auto-scrollers, which I never really like, but they don't stick around for too long. This game can be difficult in spots, so I like how there are ways to adapt the game to suit your skill level and play style. I felt that the game is a little bit short at only 4 to 5 hours for a first playthrough, but with secrets to find, secret stages to unlock, the hard mode that reworks every stage in new ways, and the pursuit of higher ranks per stage, there is plenty to do and to pursue. Now there are some strange enemy placements and design choices that I don't like in some of the missions. Going from the first few missions where you don't have your full kit yet, the game feels better paced, and more like classic Ninja Gaiden. Once Kumori joins you, it adds variety to the game, but it can change the pacing in a way that not everyone will like. While some of the S ranks have really tight requirements, and playing through a long stage and failing the final requirement right at the end is really defeating, the pacing of the stages can drag in a few spots, but there isn't really that much to complain about, as most of the game is excellent and fun to replay. I feel that there was an opportunity to add a few stages near the end of the game that would have made it feel more complete. Personal gripes aside, I was satisfied with what I played and can fully recommend this dual-fated ninja adventure. I give Ninja Gaiden Ragebound 4.5 hypercharged kills ruined by that one red aura enemy I missed because I used the wrong weapon type out of 5. I'm Dan T from Twisted Banana Productions. Feel free to support the channel by liking, sharing, and possibly subscribing, and I'll talk at you in the next video.